She appeared like an apparition in his dream that night. She was wearing a white dress that covered her arms and flowed down to her ankles. Her black hair was straight and shining, even though the night was dark, the moon hiding behind a cloud-filled sky. She was barefoot and was standing in the grass. At her back, in the distance, Marvin could see the water of the lake glisten as if the sun was shining down upon it. There was no wind. Everything was still. Eva was looking down. Her arms were at her sides, limp. Her fingers were uncurled. Marvin watched as Eva slowly lifted her chin, but her eyes remained downcast. Not a sound was heard, the silence almost deafening. He implored her to look at him, his mind screaming, shouting. Time ticked on. And then she lifted her eyes, wide and beautiful. He immediately felt lost in the depth of her gaze. Marvin watched as tears welled, flooding her pupils, spreading outward into the white sclera. But he realized with mortification, these were not tears. This was blood. Marvin's mouth opened as he watched thick red droplets trickle from Eva's eyes, down her pale cheeks and onto her white dress. He tried to scream, but no sound would emerge. He wrapped his hand around his throat. Tighter, tighter, a constrictive force. He closed his eyes and then Marvin awoke. He was lying in his bed at the orphanage, a dim glow seeping through the large window. The moon. He heard the labored breathing of his roommates, some snores of those deep in sleep. His eyes wandered to the wall, where a large crucifix was mounted at the side of the fireplace. He looked at the bookshelf and at the games he knew were stored there, but that weren't decipherable in the darkened room. His heart was beating fast, pounding. He could feel it through the skin of his chest. Marvin breathed in deeply in an attempt to placate his racing mind. It was just a dream. He knew this. It was just a dream. Then why did he feel so utterly helpless? He sat up in bed and pulled his knees to his chest. He closed his eyes, continued to breathe. After a time, he released his knees and slipped his hand under his pillow. It was still there. Thank goodness his medallion on its chain was still there. It brought him comfort. He clutched it within his fist and lay back down in bed. Soon thereafter, he drifted back to sleep, the medallion safe within his grasp.